start with Coach, I'll tell players in here.
Yeah, I'm obviously happy for the guys that got the win. We thought that was a pretty even matchup going into the game to win it 31-14. That was a dominant performance by the defense. But the offense obviously made the plays we needed to make to have a chance to win the game. Unfortunate at the end of the game, a couple things that happened, but to answer it with a touchdown score there was awesome. So proud of the guys. So. I know some people will question who we play in the schedule, and I'm watching Maryland play Northwestern before the game. I said to the boys, you're a better team than you realize, so just keep playing like it, and we're going to keep trying to get better. See, Northwestern beat Maryland. I keep trying to telling the guys to keep getting better. I think that's, for these guys on this team, it's the first time they've ever won 3 in a row. It's now it's only 3 games in October, so it's kind of cheating, but as Keith tells me, it's the first time we've won 3 games. We've gone undefeated in the month of October in 22 years. So none of that means anything when I wake up tomorrow. But I do want the guys to appreciate that they're working hard and they're battling, and guys go down and other guys step up. So, we'll continue to try to improve the things we're not doing as well. And credit to Purdue. They had a great defensive game plan. We kind of figured what it would be. They put the safety on Heinrich the whole day. Big play by Jalen Lloyd to expose that and get us off to a good lead.
Does the defense, are they starting to understand that they're maybe pretty good? Your defense?
I think our defense feels like they're a good defense. I think they also understand that, when you play defense every week it can change, right? So you have to just go back to the process. And I challenged them at halftime. Purdue was 4 of 8 on third down at halftime, and it was 50%. And so we can't allow that. And I think they finished at 5 of 16. So they held them to 1 of 8 in the second half, right? And 1 being that scramble touchdown. So. We certainly don't always put the defense in the best positions with some of the turnovers and things that happened, and they love to go out there and play. So they're getting better, and we'll continue to have to get better.
Man, second straight week you shut out an opponent right after you turned the ball over on that opening snap. Just what sort of jolt did that give your guys to kind of continue where you left off?
Yeah, I just think it showed that they're excited to play. They're excited to get out there. Now, we can't keep starting games like this. With us, we'll rethink everything. Like, hey, why are we starting games like this? Obviously, we had great field position, and then fortunately Snods got hit, and and then things happen. But I think our defense just loves to go take the field. They love to play. Even at the end, they wanted to play till the very end, and that's holding them to a field goal. Or holding it to where it would have to be holding them on a 2-point conversion didn't allow it to be a 3-score game. So I thought they just competed all the plays.
On the 4th down fumble that they ran back, what was your thought process on that play and sequence, and what were you guys trying to do there?
We're trying to get the first down. Probably if I could go back, my gut was split on it. To be quite honest with you, my gut was to punt it and leave it at the 10 and make them play defense. We thought we had a good play. Play got called in wrong. Not from in here, but I have to go to it. But a couple guys ran the play the wrong way, so sounds like the play is supposed to be running to the right. They call it to the left or shifting to get over there. A little chaotic. So I don't know whose exactly fault that is. So when I don't know whose fault it is, I put it on me. But to be in 4th and 1 and get tackled for a loss, not just get tackled for a loss, fumble. I just fumble, miss the tackle, and then have it running for a touchdown. You're not going to win a lot of games doing that. So. There's a lot to improve upon, a lot that has to be better. But, that's a chance in my mind to end the game. It's a chance for us to end the game. And if we want to be the type of team that we want to be, we're going to have to get 4th and 1s. But going back, to be quite honest with you, I probably would have punted it there. They got, I went to punt it on 4th and 6, no-brainer freeze. They jumped off sides. All we got to do is touch them. It's a first down. And part of that's coaching, right? We got to coach that maybe a little differently because I think, let's put it on us. Yeah. So I don't want any of the players to come away from anything. What we do have to come away with is we can't just have the ball ripped out of our hands that many times in the game. So it's a work in progress, but there's a lot of things that we have to get better at.
When you're, it's 24-0 and you try that option pass, and Heinrich got rocked on that one, and then you come right back with the speed option. Is there any concern about exposing him to that much punishment that maybe a turnover is possible as a result of hits?
We're playing to win, right? It's an option pass. He has some pressure. He throws the ball away and snaps the next snap. It's not that hard. He can do it. he shouldn't stand there and take that hit. Their kid didn't. Their kid ran out and threw the ball out of bounds. So, we're working through with Heinrich all the time to get to where we want to get him to get. He has to execute those plays and get the ball out of bounds, right? I'm sitting there going, throw it out of bounds. Like, why take a sack for 7 yards? And I'm not criticizing him. I'm just, I just can't live in a world where everything is like, well, what if this happens? What if that happens? Like, we gotta go play, right? Like, good teams play, and bad things happen, and like we gotta go play. So if I don't want the players to live in that whole what if world and be in what is, then we have to be that. Now, that being said, like, we have to run the option. Like, I didn't come here to have people say, well, why are you running the option so much? We ran the option on the last drive. Like, that's what we're gonna do. Like, Eric Krause told me, he said, hey, we had 49, he said, hey, Matt, I know you hear about, we had 49 fumbles in 1999, so just keep coaching and playing. So, I mean, just everything can't be negative, right? Like, I'm saying not from you, I'm saying from me. I got to go out there and be like, hey, guys, but there's part of it is growing as a quarterback. Throw the ball away. Like, there's no reason to come off the field with your nose bloody. Like, you're running the option, you go to pitch it, you don't stop and just take a huge hit. Like, you get up, so we're just coaching him all the way through it. He looked kind of bloody, so I put Jeff in. Ball came on the ground twice with Jeff, right? So, again, we have to hold the ball like this. So they cleared Heinrich to go. Heinrich went back out there, and, it was good to have the actual downhill run game pop for a big play, and that was kind of what we were looking for.
Is that a kind of a coming of age moment for Ameer Johnson, do you think, in a game like that, to pop a run like that when you needed it?
I sure hope so. I think the biggest thing with Emmett, I told him the other day, he was standing at practice, I said, boy, you're the starting tailback. You're the starting eye back at the University of Nebraska, and you're standing like a backup. Like, get your shoulders up, and kind of joking with him, like, Ameer Johnson's a heck of a player. AG's a heck of a player. Fleek's made a huge difference in that game. And Fleek throws a punch later and it hurts us. Like, I have to continue as best I can to teach these guys the process of, like, just because we won 31-14, what could that game have been if we don't punch somebody? What could that game be if we don't have those fumbles, if we do throw that ball away, if we just play the play and take what's there. And so, but, when you have that many young kids on offense, you understand that you're going to have to coach your way through the games. I just think the challenge I said to them in the third and fourth quarter was, you have a 21-0 lead, or 24, I don't know what it was at the time. I was like, do you guys just want to try to win the game, or do you guys want to play? Like, good teams play. Like, they want to continue to make plays. They want to continue to go. So, the option pass game helped us. I mean, the pass to Jalen Lloyd was an amazing design by Sat. We knew the safety, and the young guy made the play. We took one to Malachi or someone. He got the pass interference. So we just got to keep attacking and playing and play our way through these mistakes.
What did you think of the block field goal? What kind of lift that was for you?
I thought it was awesome because we've been all over them. Like our history has been, like, wherever we've been, like, we block a lot of kicks, and we go live field goal block on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, and we're like expecting to get one. And with where they started with that ball, and I can't remember the exact sequence, so forgive me. And then we got a couple sacks, right, to move them back a little bit. I can't remember how it went, but to not just block the kick, but, like, I love Quentin Newsome, and Quentin and I forgot we might have battled a little bit on some things, here and there, but he's standing exactly where he's supposed to be standing. He gets to the level of the kicker and he turns in at the ball, and the ball comes up to him and he catches it. He scores a touchdown. Like, that'll be, whether he wants it or not, that'll be on my teach tape for the next 10 years about, hey, in Nebraska, here's where we stand. Or Tommy Hill picks off a pass at the end of the game, and he's running in to go score, and he takes a knee because he understands the game's over. Like, the level of discipline and the level of, I say discipline, this is kind of a scary word sometimes, the level of, like, doing exactly what, your trust in your training was awesome to see from Tommy and Quentin, and I was really proud of those guys.
Did you like? I mean, Quentin's like on the 13, and he starts high-fiving Tommy. Have you seen a player do that before while he's still running?
I didn't. If I'd have saw that, I'd have dealt with it. I didn't know that, so gracious. I did not know that until you just said that. So, I don't want to showboat and embarrass, but I also want them to have fun and celebrate and love each other. And so, even as I told them in the team, right, just now, you win a game like that, some guys made some great plays, some guys didn't play as much as they wanted, some just don't make it about you, I mean, for Alvano to go out 2 weeks in a row, and this week he hit the upright and missed it in the pregame field goal, like from the extra point. He hit the upright and missed it, and he goes out there, and for him to kick that field goal, that was a huge field goal in the game. So just seeing guys playing for each other and celebrating with each other was pretty awesome.
How do you think the team responded just to the elements, the wind? I mean, it's obviously some challenges you haven't faced all season just with some of the different weather elements that were factored in this game too today.
Yeah, we didn't go outside one time in spring practice. I mean, go inside one time in spring practice. Practice in the rain when it rains. It's a benefit to having guys from this terrain, right? They're kind of used to it. And we want to be tough. So I didn't see anybody make anything about it. Jay brought out the old cover your pad jackets. Hey, Matt, do you want these? We put them away. We're not wearing those. On a day that's, frigid, we would. But today wasn't that cold. It was, I was hoping for worse, as you know. I was hoping to be, sloggy. But it was a good wind. I think the wind affected things as much as anything. Like throwing this way was really, throwing one way was hard. Throwing the other way was easy. Like even the pick that Tommy had, like, the guy was throwing that into the wind, right? So, they might have, thrown a little deeper. But, I don't think we didn't let the wind bother us, the cold bother us. And I think we just played.
One win from bowl eligibility. How big would that be for the program? And do you mention that to the team this week?
No, I said that I will always deal in reality. So I said this to the team last week. I said, people are starting to say to me, like, hey, you guys are in the hunt for the Big Ten West. And I just reminded them, like, just so you know, when you started the season, you were in the hunt for the Big Ten West. You were in the hunt for the Big Ten. You were in the hunt for the national championship when you started the season. It's only when you lose that you get out of the hunt. So how about you just stick to going 1-0? And I think when you're like in the college football playoff, I'm assuming I haven't been in it yet. When you're in the NFL and you're in the playoffs, like you don't get to the playoffs and start talking about the Super Bowl. You're like, we better win this week if we want to advance. So we've just been trying to win one game at a time to get to a bowl. I was walking in and I heard someone yelled to me, said, "Coach, just one more, just one more." I don't want just one more. You want just one more? Like I want to try to win every game that we play. And I say that humbly. I want to try to come out every week and compete. I'm still mad about some of the games we lost. I'm still excited about the opportunities that are ahead. And I don't know that I'll talk about it with them. I just think it's, hey, we're going to go to Michigan State and play Michigan State. And if we start talking about bowl games and all that, we might miss out the fact that Michigan State's got a good football team and, they run this blitz or they run this So we'll just try to keep it all football and just try to go 1-0 next week.
Hey, Matt, I have one more here. With Sat being upstairs today, did that allow him to see anything a little different? It looked like on the third drive, the one that was 87 yards, 15 plays, you guys were attacking the edges a little more aggressively than you were at the beginning of the game. Was that a result of things you think he was able to see from being upstairs?
I think we played this defense earlier in Illinois, and when we ran all the options and those types of plays, they did a couple things to take it away, right? And they took the safety and they basically brought him down, and he just played Heinrich, so there was no one in the middle of the field. So he was, we were all able to keep an eye on that and say, hey, when they come down, we're gonna throw the launch to Jalen. I just think for Sat, it's I think he wanted to be able to see the whole defense, him and Garrett up there. He wanted to see what they're in. And I think, he maybe hasn't had a guy like Donnie on the sidelines in years past. Josh, some of those guys, they do such a good job. Really, honestly, like Elliott Brown is like a cheat code for us. Elliott Brown's he basically coaches the receivers during the game and then goes in and plays as needed. Like he's got a headset, he's signaling, Garrett's like, hey, get so-and-so in. It's like we have another coach. And so I think Sat just felt comfortable with the things that happened on the field, wanted to go up, wanted to see it a little bit more, knowing that, hey, this defense is going to do about 3 or 4 different things, and so he's just waiting to see them. Then he started to pressure us a little bit, and I thought he made some great adjustments to it. So I had to go back and look at the exact thing. I really thought the thing on the third drive, Mitch, was that I thought Fleeks just made some huge plays for us, right? Like the third down catch, and Fedoni did a great job on that. Then the big option play. So those plays were really well executed by the guys.
I know you have confidence in your team here, but when you have all these injuries piling up through the month of October, you still continue to win. You plug in and things. Guys are finding success. I mean, what does that say about your team?
Yeah, I think we have a lot of good players, and I think I haven't believed in a player yet or given a player an opportunity and not felt like they've come through. So if anything, I feel like, hey, am I doing a good enough job of giving guys opportunities? Like, who else is out there, right? Like, Bullock struggled on that punt return, and then was kind of like, he's playing a lot of receiver, and, we got Ethan Nations, the freshman, he's up next. And I was like, I walked off the field. I said, all right, Ethan, let's go this week, bro. You're the punt returner. So, I think it speaks to the resolve of the team, and also just the standard, right? Like that's, when I say things like, hey guys, block out the noise, don't listen to this, it's because it's always this like stuff that makes us not realize, like, hey, at the end of the day, football is really just about all of us doing whatever it takes each game to get to here, right? It's about us working together. So I want them to pick up for each other. So I think we're doing a pretty decent job of that. Like, they get a big play, we block the field goal, we run it back for a touchdown. That changes everything, right? We get the ball, we hit the option pass for a touchdown. That changes everything. So, but I'm proud of the guys, definitely. Just we have a lot of work to do. We got a lot further to go. But it's not like even over the last 5 weeks. Like I'm just telling you guys, I was at breakfast this morning, a pregame meal, and my little thing I do is I say, hey, freshmen, seniors, and they go up to eat sophomores. I said freshmen, like half the room stood up, right, and went over there. And some of the sophomores are really redshirt freshmen. So the older guys are doing a good job of demanding a standard of the young guys, but the young freshman players, like true freshmen and redshirt freshmen, are doing a good job. So I'm proud of them all. All right, thanks, guys.